Alright, well, getting back to it, I want to finish this drawing, or at least make more progression on it. And we'll talk from there. Because I think the thing is that people see the sketches and they don't think, they're like, are we seeing anything that's finished? And I don't finish a lot of my drawings because really for me the purpose of drawing, it's a means in itself, is the, the sketching. I don't really finish things unless I want to make a finished comic book page, a poster of some sort, or whatever the thing may be. Because it's like, really, most of the work is the sketching. To me, anyway. And this sketchbook is mostly for me. And we'll give him this kind of ears. Even if I'm coming up with a new monster, a new villain or something like that, I'll mostly just sketch it out. Because the only one that's going to see it is me, If I release it in a sketchbook format, I might maybe, add, go over things and make it more, make things a little bit more tidier, or a little bit darker here and there, but it's just practicing the sketching, and you start to let go of things like that. Like, I'm not overly committed to this. It's just, it's part of an idea. But this is looking good. This is looking good. I like how this is turning out. Now, this is one interpretation of the monster, the Fomorian, in my short story, Rage in the Emerald Isle. There's one interpretation of him. I don't think it's a final interpretation of this creature by any means, but it's kind of along in the ballpark of what I was envisioning when I was writing this story. Matter of fact, I think the creature is even bigger than this. So yeah, but this pencil I'm using, I love it. Again, this is the Get Serious pencil. The mechanical pencil is what I really use to draw my comics most of the time. If I can't find it, I'll sharpen a regular number 2 pencil, but this is the one I try to use most of the time for drawing my comic book pages. So yeah, still working on writing my short films. I'm studying right now about how to write short films, so I want to get to the point where I'm coming up with an idea, at least 10 ideas or 10 stories that I can just go right into and start shooting with just me and very minimal props and locations. So I can just kind of get used to writing a synopsis or a pitch that makes sense in a story that makes sense, where it takes very little what's the word I'm looking for? Very little money. And yeah, and very, very few actors and very few props. Also been researching stand-up comedy. I've got the book. Is This Anything by Jerry Seinfeld. Excellent. Well, I don't have the book yet. I read the sample. And that's what's great about Kindle, is that you can get so many samples of like so many books. And those samples, they're generous sometimes. They give you a lot. I mean, a lot of pages to read. So you could really learn a lot just by downloading samples of books. It's crazy. You know. Now, I love reading, you know, out of a regular book. But I tell you, I just can't keep collecting books. A lot like comics. I just can't keep collecting them. I run out of room. So Kindle, unfortunately, is the way to go, because unless I get rid of a ton of books, which I have a hard time doing, the way to go for me right now is Kindle, you know. And it's hard to get rid of books. Well, besides just giving them away, like if you want to sell them, that's not always easy. It takes time. So giving them to friends or giving them to libraries, that's the better way to go. So yeah, that looks a lot better. There's definitely some lines I can erase. You know, it depends how much detail I wanna put in there. Now let's go in here. If anybody has any suggestions about what you want to see on here, any other videos based on prior work, let me know. I'm also working on a audio drama. It's kind of a surprise. I'll drop it on the podcast when it's ready. But and I'll see how if people like that, if I get any response from it. Before I do further episodes, I might, though. Has to do with it's a superhero kind of genre, and we'll just leave it at that. And here I made Rage's hair long because he's been walking. He's not been in civilization for a long time. At least a couple years here at this point. Maybe less than that, but so he hasn't got a proper haircut. He's just letting it grow. He's a Ronin, a wandering Ronin at this point. And in the story, he runs into a farmer in Ireland in his cabin, and the farmer sees that Rage is nonviolent and can speak in English, and he convinces Rage to find his daughter that had been kidnapped by a supernatural beast. And Rage, trying to find his purpose now that he's vanquished his foe and has gotten his revenge on King Caesar, he is unsure of what his next move is going to be and where his place in the world is, in this world anyway, that he's currently occupying. So he takes the job, and he's off to investigate what has taken the farmer's daughter. And this is a confrontational scene with the creature. in the story. So it's their face-off, if you will. So studying the how to write short film, and yeah, this looks a little off right now. It's because of the angle of the camera. Triceps aren't quite as big as I'm making them out to be here. All right, as the camera makes it look like they are. I forgot what I was going to say. Dang it, I lost my train of thought. Shucks. If you go on Facebook, you check out, you type in short stories. If you check my backlog, you might be able to find the story still. It was definitely a Facebook special. I don't think I published it on my blog, on my Moving Slow blog. His shirt's pretty. He's been wandering in the same shirt for quite some time. So since most of his, when he came to Earth, his space shuttle got ruined and mostly destroyed. So he only has very limited wardrobe, which might be something I can play with further on down the line in this continuing saga. So yeah, I just wanted to show you, and I wanted to kind of force myself to take this drawing a little bit more serious, try to finish it, and show you. I'm committing to some lines by just pressing harder down on that pencil. So this here, might as well make this whole thing dark. He kind of has the raccoon eyes, because he's got the black patches under his eyes. And everyone said, I've heard that, oh, he looks like a cat. Rage looks like, and I kind of see that, I guess. But Rage is supposed to be modeled on a bear. And he's not, obviously he's not perfectly a bear. He's a combination between a man and a bear. So, but I think it has something to do, maybe with the whiskers. And so I've kind of made the whiskers smaller, and the way his nose comes out, maybe the nose itself is kind of cattish. So it might be something I might make changes to his design that way. But I kind of like what I've been doing with his look. And again, he's from another planet, so he's not going to look perfectly like a bear. So he's bear-esque, But yeah, that's what I'm going to go in. That's all. I'm sorry. That's all I'm going to go into today. I'll probably do a third video of me finishing the tree background and the leaves. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being patient.